Like, it's happening. Like, the prime of when I joined K-pop, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe they're making a comeback. Recently, Tiara just made an announcement that they're coming back sometime this year. And I was just like, can you hear me? Like, oh my god.
And I heard you screaming from California when I saw that. I was like, I know Jay's going off right now. Hello and welcome to the Krazecast, the podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings you close to the action. My name is Roxy and today I'm joined by my fellow host Jay.
Hi everyone.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Kraze Magazine, and YouTube, The Kraze.
All right, so welcome to our new video format. From now on, you can see our video recordings on YouTube and expect lots of exciting guests and plans to go along with the change. But if you're listening to this, make sure you hop on to the YouTube video that this episode is on, whichever platform that you are on. But welcome. Oh my God. We're back after a couple of weeks.
It's been weeks. It's been time.
Yes. Like I forgot when was the last time we recorded, like almost 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, because then we had KPSN.
Right. And everyone go check out the KPSN episode if you haven't already. That was just a fun weekend. It was long, but it was so much fun. So catching up. What have we been doing for the past 2-3 weeks aside from, our regular other daily lives?
Planning this has been one of them.
Yes, we've been planning this for the longest time. We've been setting up of like, oh, how are we gonna do this? Like, this is gonna be different, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, we're here. We're doing this here.
It finally made me purchase a ring light because I have been holding off on that forever.
I mean, it comes in handy. You can kind of see it if you're watching on video in my eyeglasses, but it's fine. You get to see that at least, but it's just like, oh my God, look at us.
I know, look, we have faces.
I know, right? It's like now you get to really see, because like I feel like the only time you got to really see who you were was during KPSN, and then now we're here, and I'm just like, well,
I know. I've been thinking about it recently. I like never take photos of myself anymore.
I only do it if I'm like super like
made up
on makeup, like going out somewhere. Well, like now I have a reason to go out, but yeah.
Working from home, it's like I used to wear makeup every day to go to work, but now I'm remote forever. So I just like, you're in pajamas, you don't wash your hair for a few days.
No one will know.
True.
They can't smell you. Smell-o-vision's not a thing.
My hair is actually so thick that if I wash it every day, it would be a problem.
Yeah, like so. I have the same thing. So it's just like I have to wash it every other day, but I still take showers, people. Hello. Not that, like, we're not like that. But K-pop wise, where have we been at?
I don't know. Sort of in, sort of out. Yeah. I kind of know things are happening, but I'm not like paying attention.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like it's been going so fast this summer that it's just like I can't keep up sometimes, and it's just like, oh, I know this group is coming back, but to me at least, like, because we're also writers, the ones that we keep up with are the ones that we're writing about, and most recently Dio. His album is so good. By the way, I need to have the physical version, but that's it. That's all I've been obsessing about, that and DPR Live. So,
oh yeah, Dreamcatcher came out.
Oh yeah, how are you liking that? I was like, oh, I saw that. I was like, Roxy's on this.
Yeah. I wrote the review on that in about 20 minutes. I sat down and just all of it. It was pretty good. I mean, I like their other stuff better though. Because it's
really?
Like, yeah, it has like a creepy doll theme. You know what I mean? It's like a creepy music box, haunted carnival kind of thing.
Oh, it's one of those. See, like, I like Dreamcatcher, but not as much as Roxy. Roxy's the big Dreamcatcher stan. Like, I mean, I guess it's just like I like the horror scary thing, but there's certain things that's like, you said Dollhouse, never mind.
Yeah, some of their choreography, they look like, like malfunctioning dolls, like they're really twitchy and It's cool.
No, that's cool. Okay. Well, as we're talking about groups, I think we should talk about today's topic, shall we?
Sure. So today we are going to talk about group resurgence and groups that had their late first wins. Dreamcatcher, great segue into this because they have not won a music show yet, which is like absolute blasphemy if you ask me. But that's because they're not super popular in Korea compared to internationally. So it's kind of expected, but like it's still kind of sad that some people place so much emphasis on the first win when so many groups that are talented have not or take a really long time to get their first win.
Right. And one of our writers for the History of K-pop column, Beverly, she wrote on some of these late first wins, and just going down through the list, old name, a lot of people probably might not even know at this point. They might know a former member nowadays, but UKISS, it took them 84 months to get their first win. They debuted in 2008, and it
I was going to
took them
say
84 months to win this first win. I'm just like, why?
UKISS was before my time. I think the first comeback I saw from them was that song Stalker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was that like 2016 or something?
I don't remember the dates, but you know what? I saw UKISS debut. I saw them debut with Not Young, and it was a time back then. And I'm just like, they had so many good songs. Maman Honey was so good. Shikuro was really good. But I'm just like, it took them 84 months. I still can't believe it till this day.
Can you tell me how popular they were when they like debuted?
Definitely. Okay, so like I wasn't like super into them, but they were the type of group, or at least nowadays, don't you feel like when you see like variety shows that involve idols, you'll only see like one or maybe at max two members, right? I feel like back then, not the whole group per se, but you'd see a lot more members going on to variety shows like Star King. Oh my God, flashback for all of those who are listening. Star King or other variety shows, you got to see more members. And I feel like Star King, especially back then, was super, super popular. And I got to see them through there and participate through there. But like they have a fan base, but it's just like what took them so long, especially when at least Man Hani was everywhere as soon as they came out with it. And I'm surprised that song wasn't the song that got them to really like grab their first win. Because I feel like even till this day, now that most of the members except for June have enlisted and have served their time, I feel like even then, if somebody's gonna ask like, oh, what is UKISS known for? It is Man Hani. And they'll still dance to it till this day, but it's just like it's their popular song, but it's the song that didn't get them their first win, surprisingly.
Songs like that always they trip me up because it's like how I don't know what they were going against, because that sometimes is a factor. It depends on who's coming back at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I get that way about Dreamcatcher. I'm like, how the fuck did this song not win? Like,
right. And even then, there's that Maman Hani. There was Shikuro, and Shikuro was also like the song, or I felt like that was the transition from, oh, they're not boys anymore. They're young men. And there was a lot of bare chest at the time, with that music video, and everybody was like, whoa, like they're not these young boys anymore. And then I don't know what happened. And their sound at the time was, I guess, people were like, oh, it sounds like every other group, but it's just like it was still catchy. It was still like really at the time, at the peak of 2000, the early 2010s, they're trending with the sound, but it's just like, why? Why?
when you mentioned like bare chest, bitches love bare chest on bitches. But like it makes me think of 2PM coming back recently too. Because like they're in their 30s now. I am close enough to my 30s that I'm like, yes, older man, financial stability. He's gone to therapy. He knows what he wants. So like when they're redoing like ADTOY and My House, I'm like, this is everything I've ever wanted in my life. This is perfect.
Yeah, like that. Talk about another girl, a resurgence. Like I feel like all of these second era groups are just, even though they're not making a full comeback, like they're returning to the scene, and it's just like we're really getting these groups. Like it's happening. Like the prime of when I joined K-pop, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe they're making a comeback. Recently, Tiara just made an announcement that they're coming back sometime this year, and I was just like, can you hear me? Like, oh my god. And
I heard you screaming from California when I saw that. I was like, I know Jay's going off right now.
See, like, okay, I think in their more like towards the end of like when they were promoting, I couldn't get myself into anything after number 9. But like their whole clubhouse EDM style of music is what I like about them. I mean, Roly Poly will forever be an iconic song from them, in my opinion. So like to hear them, I mean, I don't think we're gonna get all the members. I think it's still gonna be the 4, but it's just like, come back, please, come back, come bring back the bops, please. I'm so excited because they're all more mature now. So it's just like, yes.
It's good for us old people because it's like there's some shit that happens after 30. We can't like life. I just want to tell teenagers because I hate the kids on Stan Twitter. They tell you that if you're over 22, you're like a grandma and it's over. Girl, no. Your life starts at 30 because you date bad people and then you go to therapy and you get your life figured out. And then you have money, bro. You don't have money when you're 20.
That is true. You know, you're not a broke college student anymore.
Dude, I checked my 401k. I checked my 401k on Friday. I was like, damn.
You're like, oh.
I got wealth.
It's like my retirement. All right. Come on, retirement. But no, we're still young, okay? Like some of these second generation groups, even some of the third gen groups, we're around their age, you know. Like it's this newer generation. Obviously, they're younger, young blood. They're gonna come swinging when it comes to their careers, but it's just like we're not that old, okay? We're not that old. It's like if you're calling us grandmas, what are you? Infants?
Yes, they're infants.
Just like, listen, yes, there may be a 10-year gap between me and you, or maybe closer to 15, but we're not that old. We're not that old, okay?
No, it's like it's proof though that like the second gen is coming back because I remember I saw a TikTok of somebody looking up June K from 2PM, looking up his age and was like, oh my God, he's like my dad's age. I was like, you said what? You said what?
Are we in that era? Like, are we in that phase already? Good God. Good God. I mean, I guess it's because, well, I want to say nowadays in America, people are getting married or having kids later. But, you know, compared to like if you maybe even just like 10 years ago, people were still having kids rather young. But nowadays, I feel like it's switched up where there's people still having kids in their 30s or mid 30s. So for us, like with that changing time, and at least for me and Roxy, it's just like, well, we don't plan on having kids anytime soon.
No, thank you. I can't even wrap my head around my brother having kids and he's in his 30s. So like,
yeah, right. It's just like, I'm like older siblings or older cousins. I'm just like, oh my God, your parents. Like, that's so weird. Like we just still see each other in that weird, like, oh, I remember you in your 20s kind of situation. Now you're graduating college and it's just like, oh my God.
I know. I don't remember what movie. I saw a movie with my friends and like the storyline took place in like 2013. And I was like, this freaks me out because it's when I was in high school and my friend was like, you were in college in 2013. I was like, what? Oh shit,
Yeah,
you're right.
we were. So it's just like, these times. But yeah, I mean, going back to it all, like even groups that had a resurgent, most recently, most popular, went viral was Brave Girls, and they're actually next on the list. So it took them 119 months to finally secure their win, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I feel like some of these girl groups, like there's so many, but like they're good. Just, they always fly right under the radar, and it's just like,
I don't know. I don't even know what kickstarted that, because the song that went viral was from 2017.
right.
And like it was decently popular at that time, but it was not like viral popular. And I have no idea where that came from. Like it makes me a conspiracy theory a little bit. I'm like, did someone pay for this to happen? There's been talk of that before on the charts, but like, not that it's like, that doesn't mean that Brave Girls is bad or anything. It's just like, it makes me wonder where the hell that came from.
According to the article that Beverly wrote, I guess there was a compilation video of the group performing Rollin' for Korean soldiers, and that's what made them go viral. And I mean, with the access to social media, I mean, I feel like that's how even EXID got popular too, like
True.
Just a fan cam of, I think it was a fan cam of Hani especially, that put them like, oh, who's this, So I feel like it's the same way for Brave Girls, in the sense of people were like, oh, wait, the song is really, really good. It's catchy. It's on trend with like today's sound. So it's just like, that's how it happens. And good for them, good for them, because they deserved it. Because like, I mean, at this point they were on the verge of disbanding, weren't they?
Yeah, I actually, they had a single come out. I think it was a few months before this happened, but like it was like a retro style 80s single. And like I ended up writing about it because nobody else would. I was like, you know what, I'm not letting this go. Like we're gonna talk about Brave Girls. And it was like really good and no one cared.
And then look at it now. Like,
I know
they got to release a new single that it was Chipmunk Bottom, and that was good too. It's so catchy, and I'm like, yes, these girls are finally getting the attention that they need. And I think that's the downside of, like, I feel like some of these groups, they're from smaller companies, and obviously if you're not part of the big three or now Hive, it kind of, so it makes the journey for these groups even harder to climb up that mountain of success. And I mean, they're already successful in the terms of they've debuted, they're releasing music, but I guess that whole competition mindset of being first, getting those music wins, being number ones on the chart, like, that's what matters. So it's hard, and it's hard with so many groups out there that it's just like, how can you keep up? But Brave Girls, they've done it. 119 months, but they've done it.
That's so much time, dude.
I know. It is. It is. And then we've talked about EXID. For them, it took 35 months, and I'm missing EXID. When are they going to make a comeback? Please.
I mean, they're in that weird realm that Tiara was into, where it's like they didn't disband, but they're not like together, and they've all left what's the company they were at?
Oh god.
Banana something.
Yes.
Banana Culture, I think is what it was. So they all left there. I don't even know if they're doing things, because like Solji was out for so long.
I think the last thing I saw, let me check this. The last thing I saw that they were working in Japan pre-pandemic, and they released something in Japan, but other than that, like, they haven't been active in Korea. Yeah, the last thing that they released was actually in 2020, but it was just basically a Japanese album because it has the Japanese versions of their most popular songs. So that's the most active they've been. But like seeing them as a group together promoting, I haven't seen these girls in a while.
And Hani used to be on like every TV show ever, and I haven't seen her on anything either.
Is she also pursuing the acting route? I don't remember.
She may be. I feel like I've seen her name come up.
Yeah, she may be. I feel like that's also a transition we see with a lot of these groups. Like, we'll see them, if they're not active musically, you'll see a member or two pursuing either musicals or being on dramas and everything. So I feel like that's where you see them a lot. And sometimes that's even the cause for the resurgence.
Right.
Too. You know?
It's weird because like an example of this that I didn't even know. Okay. When I started watching dramas, I was like super into Park Hyun-sik.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, he's so fine. So I was like,
so handsome.
I was looking up stuff about him, and he was in a K-pop group. He was in, I don't even know.
Child of Empire.
Or ZEA or whatever it was.
They pronounce it as Jaya, but like it's also translated as Child of Empire.
Oh,
so
interesting.
It was they were a group too that fizzled out.
Yeah, they fizzled out, but like half of them went into acting.
Yes. And it's just like, well, like I feel like Kwang Hee and Hyun-sik are the two most popular members.
He's still in the military, isn't he?
Who, Kwang Hee?
No, Hyun-sik.
Yes, I believe he is.
Oh, come home from war, please.
He's like, I loved his acting too, and like sometimes it's like that where Kwang Hee is a known figure in the variety show realm, you know, and it's thanks to efforts like him and Hyun-sik, you know, that his group, you know, at least it gets mentioned and stuff like that. And so I feel like a lot of that comes to play where once your group blows up, it's just like, oh, you're gonna see some of these more viral members on TV shows or making appearances here and there, and people they know like, oh, I'm gonna watch it because they're there.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. So I mean, EXID come back. I miss my bad bitches. I love their music too.
I know EXID was one of my favorite girl groups. So
yeah,
when I saw them at KCON, I actually got their high touch, and I was like, I'm excited! Yay!
It's just like, oh my god, and just hearing the whole room blow up of just singing their songs. It's just like, oh, it's one of those things. Come back already! I've missed concerts. God damn it! So I didn't know this. I didn't know it took 55 months, for Newest to get their first win.
Newest had the biggest struggle ever. Mm-hmm. And what they did on Produce 101 is what everybody else has tried to do since.
Yeah, I feel like that is, you know, what happened. I never watched Produce 101. I know of things that happen though, you know, and ever since, you know, 101 and their big blow up, it kind of put them back on the map because they had Minhyun on the group. And then also because people were like, oh, they did JR dirty, blah, 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 you know, stuff like that. Because he was apparently supposed to be part of the group.
Yeah, but we all know what Mnet was doing there. Everybody was paid off. So I think 3 of the newest members were actually supposed to make it on.
Oh yeah, Beko also was there, and you know they're like, there can only be one, which is unfair.
It is unfair. If it's supposed to be a full voting system, there is no democracy here if you pick and choose. So,
right,
that's a lie.
Justice for Samuel.
Oh my God, Samuel, my half Mexican son.
It's just like but if it wasn't for Produce 101, like, you know, it brought them back into the mix of like, oh shit, they are a talented group, and they've always been a talented group. Like, Yo will say, oh, that song is my ultimate newest song ever, and they the way how they debuted, they were so good. And I don't know why no one picked them up. And then I'm just glad now, ever since then, they've come back. All of their songs have been really, really great, in my opinion. And they have a more solid fan base. And I'm just proud of them because they've overcome that. And like you said earlier, like it's what companies are trying to redo, like, and emulate of let's send a member there, hopefully by chance we'll find some popularity for our group, even if our group doesn't make it necessarily.
Yeah, you know who's doing that? Uptension.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. I like Uptension, so I've been following them for a while, but they sent a few members to Produce X 101, and then Kim Woo-sok and Lee Jin-hyuk got really popular. But instead of putting them back into the group, they gave them solo careers, essentially. So those two are thriving while their group dies, and it angers me a lot. So.
That is kind of sad because it's just like they're members of this group. And Uptension, I haven't followed Uptension that closely. I was more following them when they debuted because everybody was talking about them when they debuted, at least from what I saw on social media. For me, yes, I feel like they're still like not as many people are talking about them, but they have a very solid fan base. People are talking about them enough, but it's like I still don't see a lot from
right.
You know what at least social media on my end is saying. And yeah, like I'll hear about Lee Jin-hyuk and Kim Woo-suk. Nothing wrong against them, but it's just like, are you gonna return with your group?
I know. Like I really like Jin-hyuk a lot. I like his music and stuff, but like at the same time, I'm like, can we just put them all together? That's why Newest worked. You're not doing what Newest did. You're not following the model.
Yeah, you're not following the status quo of how it should be. But have we ever seen that with a girl group though, where it's happened like that?
Not that I can think of, because like at least with IOI, the only like already existing idol that made it to the final was Chaeyeon from DIA or Dia, and like that did nothing for that group.
Didn't they disband, or are they still together?
I'm
getting it confused with Gugudon. No, with Gugudon, because Gugudon disbanded, right?
Yes, that was very unfortunate.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Everybody's like, what?
Yeah. They were not given enough. They were just not given enough.
No, they weren't. I'm trying. I guess this leads to technically a group resurgence now, but this member is technically not with them. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I mean, Colin did participate in Produce 48. And it's just like I know a lot of after school fans are like, come on. And I apparently she was supposed to also make the group.
Yeah, and then they said no. Yeah.
But they said no. And it's just like, I don't know what they have. It's just like, are they just going to do this for all the Pledis groups that are joining? Or Pledis artists? Because it's just like, they're good. Like, they're talented. There's a reason why they're all here. And Colin was really popular, but she didn't make it into the group. And then now, kind of leading into it, After School kind of had a reunion not too long ago, and you got to see them all perform. And it's just like, oh, where are the other members though? There was no Lizzie, no Nana, no Colin. Oh gosh, there's one other member I'm forgetting.
Did they actually did they just stop doing things? Are they one of those groups that like just stop promoting?
Well, Pledis let them fizzle out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. At this point, Nana's busy acting. That's all of Nana. I mean, all the members who did graduate, they're all married, not all of them, but they're married, or they have other careers, or they have kids, you know. I believe Jungha is currently pregnant. But other than that, it's just like Pledis kind of just, which is a shame. Which is a shame. Oh, we didn't even get Yui with them either. That's right, during the reunion, and Yui was a big factor of like the resurgence of that group when Yui joined. Yui and Nana were like newer members, and then when they came, it's just like, oh, like who's this girl group? It's kind of like this is kind of like their third win of resurging and having this comeback. Not necessarily comeback, but a lot of older fans were definitely excited to see this group together again and just performing on stage kind of situation. And I was just like, I know we're not gonna get an album, but can we get Orange Caramel back at least? Please? Please, Orange Caramel! They do the things, but no, Pledis is like, nope, we're just gonna. I don't think Pledis has a good track record of having girl groups.
They do not. They have the worst track record.
I'm just like, oh, which is so sad because it's just like we want to see the females rise too. I mean, 17 newest, they're killing it. But give us more. I want more.
They don't like girls. They don't like the ladies.
Kristen didn't even work out, which is so sad because they had, what was Kristen's subunit that came out after that? It just
yeah, Preston V, I think is what it was.
Yes, there we go.
That song was so good. They only got one.
And then
it was so fucking good.
It was so good. And I'm just like, oh, it's so unfortunate that it has to be this way. Other group resurgences or people who have noticed at least what's going around, apparently Girls' Generation is making a reunion.
I saw that they have a schedule together of some kind. And
I'm just like, are we going to see them perform on stage again?
I don't know.
I'm
kind of surprised that one fizzled out, to be honest.
Well, they had OGG because, and I think that's what the hard part is that a lot of these groups, like if some of their members don't re-sign with the label, it's harder for them to make a comeback because they're all doing their own thing, or, all of these companies now have to get together and coordinate, okay, how do we make this work kind of situation. And I think that's the downside of that. But at the same time, we don't know what these contracts are. we can hear things, but how binding is those contracts and how much do they want to get out of those contracts that they're like, I don't want to resign. It must be to an extent, I don't want to say bad, but it must be that intricate that they're like, I don't want to do this with this company, again.
Well, so, SM has a track record, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So it's just like, while, a lot of it is, how the art, like, how do I say it? Artists, like the freedom of artists to do more of their things. I think depending on the company that they re-sign to, that they're able to really just hone in on that particular skill. For sure, it is hard, but I mean, are we going to get another OGG comeback? At least you still have those core members are still with SM, but don't know. I'm just excited to see this group. I wonder what songs that they're going to perform, if they're going to perform together on a schedule.
Yesterday, I was jamming the fuck out to I Got a Boy.
See,
I was out with my friends, and as I was driving away, I was like blasting it out of my car, and I was like, I probably look weird because I look like a goth bitch, and then I'm playing
and you play this bubbly, bright type of hip hop mixed style of song. Yes, it's just like, this doesn't match. They're probably like, this doesn't match, but you know what? Fuck you. I still like what I like. I actually liked a lot of Girls' Generation songs. I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but the one group I want to make a comeback for sure is 21. all of them aren't with YG anymore.
I know, but I would not hold your breath.
I wish. Just the blackjack heart in me is just like, one day it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of how are they gonna get hold of all of their music from YG.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
they can.
the hard part.
Yeah.
So it's just like, groups that we want to see make a resurgence. Who do you have in mind? I'm just trying to think of older groups.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, like, SHINee has been killing it.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about SHINee. Technically, they had a resurgence too, because most of their members, only their Maknae has now left, but now most of the members, as soon as Onu came back. But I mean, Shawwolves are, you know, that they stay fucking dedicated anyway. So it's no surprise there, but it's kind of like they were that first, second gen group that had another blow up, and newer fans are like, oh, I know of SHINee, but now I'm even more into SHINee.
Yeah. As far as comebacks though, I don't know. I want my angsty BTS back. That's the first thing I thought. I'm fucking sick of this. I'm sick of this upbeat singles. I can't take it anymore.
I miss angry BTS.
I miss angry. I miss depressing. This is what it was about. You see, it was this.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing I think of when you say that, because like I didn't even listen to Permission to Dance because I was like, I'm done.
Okay, like as somebody who has seen BTS debut, but like really started getting into them later on into their career, Permission to Dance wasn't that bad. I still would pick Butter over it, but it's not that bad. But I can see why some people are like, who, especially those who are who grew up with BTS and like been there since the beginning, they'll be like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah.
I do miss a darker, more brooding BTS. I'm not gonna lie, I agree with you there. Give me angry again. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Sistar. I would love to see these girls also come back as well.
I don't think you're ever gonna get that one.
You never know. They're still friends.
I don't know. I feel like when this stuff happens, it's like, it's kind of
I know, which is so sad, but it's just like a girl can hope.
You know, one disbandment that I hated was 4 Minute. That's never going to happen again. Although I did see rumors that Taeyoon was going to have a comeback. I was like, what?
I know. Well,
that's out of nowhere.
It is, but you know what? Hey, why not? Kind of situation. I agree. I missed 4 Minute a lot. They were like my group back then too. Excuse me. Back then too. I'm just trying to think of other groups of like who can really make a resurgence. Well, technically, they kind of had a resurgence again thanks to Kingdom. We saw SF9 come back again.
Yes,
and
we did.
I know you listened to it. I haven't. Yeah.
I think they could have done better. Just because I kind of, not like performance wise, but the song, I was like.
But I mean, the fact that they're even given a comeback. Ooh, iKON. Give me iKON back again.
iKON.
Huh. They did so well on Kingdom. B2B also got back up there. I mean, B2B is always really good and strong vocally, but it's just like I want them to reach just a little bit more.
I miss Ilhoon. They're going to put him in jail.
I mean...
B2B upsets me because Ilhoon was my bias, and now they're gonna put him in fucking jail. He's not the one that should be in jail. There's many others that should be.
There's more serious crimes that have been committed.
Like Chris Rue. Sorry, I just want to bring it up. He got arrested yesterday.
That's hey. that was just I was just like, wow. Yep.
I'm surprised she got arrested because China, but I'm like, okay, you know, we can work with this.
I know, it's just like, well, let's see where it happens. I'm not defending him. I know that. I'm not defending him at all. It's just like, wow, I'm disappointed.
Disappointed, but not surprised. No. That's the thing. There's some of these idols I'm like, I can tell. Like, I knew you had it in you. Like, I knew you were going to be this way.
Yeah. But I mean, still, I feel like Kingdom also put a lot of older boy groups back on the map again. I mean, well, Roxy hasn't freaking watched it, and I've been begging her to watch it. Okay, I'm just like, can you watch it so we can talk about it already? Because I don't want to spoil anything. Because ATEEZ is in there, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure have you watched at least their performances?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay, but like seeing all the friendships and everything happen and blossom out of it, but I'm just like, Roxy, watch it already so I can talk about these damn performances. Like, I really I wish there wasn't a winner kind of situation with Kingdom, because all of these groups just deserve the attention. And it's just like, ugh, it is so frustrating. And I'm like, are we going to get a second season of Queendom?
We were supposed to, weren't we?
I don't know.
Nobody cared as much about that either as people did about Kingdom.
It's just like, give my ladies some credit too, okay? They do the damn things. And I mean, from that we saw an AOA comeback happen, or a resurgence with AOA until things kind of hit the fan.
Yeah, and they're still hitting the fan. It's like every few months something.
It's like, ugh, yuck. That, ouch. Which sucks for some of the other people who, you know, well, they were still bystanders of it, but still, it's just like, technically they're not the ones exactly involved. So it's just like, oh, you're gonna have that association with it.
I don't know if the others are even doing scout, because Hyejong did like a lot of acting and stuff, but I have not seen her name anywhere since this happened.
Who's the really popular one? Seolhyun, right? I don't even see
Seolhyun and Hyejong were the two that did like had a big acting career.
Her either. So it's just like,
I wonder if the agency pulled them all back and they're waiting, you know, until everything's set. But it's never going to settle because Mina keeps rehashing things.
She has a problem with one specific member, and so that was terrible. No one should have ever gone through that. So but you know, I'm trying to remember, because I feel like Mamamoo always has those moments where they're like, you know, I don't want to say up and down, because I feel like they've been on an up since then, but they also, I feel like they got a later start in their careers, don't you think?
To a certain extent, yeah.
I feel like it, like everybody knew of them, but like it was like there was like a shift, I guess, in their concepts and their styles, where it's just like, oh, they've always been here at this level now. So it's just like, I feel like they're another group that got a late start. I want to see Brown Eyed Girls come together again. You know that they always come out with pretty good music.
They do.
Even though they are an older group, hey, you can't deny their vocal talent and Miryo's rapping. So I would love for them to also come back with an album again. I think they were active maybe last year or the year before. I
think it was last year, and it was like they released an album, but it was like a cover album. So it was all the songs on there were something they were covering. I mean, it was good though. Right. But I don't think they've done original music in a long time.
Oh, I just think of Wormhole. That song though is just like, hey.
The title would have told you that one. There's a thing, you know.
I keep forgetting. I don't want to say the line because I'm gonna get it wrong, but that song is a big hey.
I think you know what they're talking about. It's kind of hard to misconstrue that one.
And see, the thing is, like, we don't get to see a lot of mature themes like that in K-pop, so it's just like, hey, doing one for the older.
I know, especially from the girls, because they make them dress up in schoolgirl outfits when they're like 30. So, because they have that weird thing about the young girls.
Yikes. Anyways, just a lot of group resurgences nowadays. I think it's just now. I'm glad that these groups are getting their chance and their moment to really be back in the spotlight. Who also is rumored? 2AM is also rumored to also come back together and give me my ballad kings. Give me those, because vocally they're going to destroy the ballad scene and just be like, oh, a lot of things are happening right now. So I'm excited if that rumor is going to be true. I'm excited for that. All of these older second gen groups, please come back, because that's the time when I was more active as a fan and I grew up with those. So one more thing, Highlight came back. So we all the old Beast fans who are now fans of Highlight, all of us are just reliving that nostalgia and be like, please be more active. Yay. I'm just content because all the second gen feels are coming out, and I'm just like, one of the best eras, in my opinion, of K-pop, but I digress. Anyways.
I'm a third gen child, so
yeah,
I wasn't there for this one.
So I got to go back into more of my feels this week. Sorry. Shows my age in K-pop, but I'm not old. Just saying, I'm not that old. Me and Roxy
old is relative.
Old. Exactly. Old is subjective.
Old enough that my back hurts all the time, but that starts happening in your 20s, so there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that starts rather early, because it's just like, once you're no longer active having PE or being in sports after high school,
you've been sitting in chairs all day. That's up your back.
So we're not that old. Certain pains come through, people. Anyways, we haven't done this next segment. If you want to start to transition over.
Yeah, sure. So it has been a while since we've done like a rookie artist group highlight. So today we are going to highlight the group Elast. They are is it 8 members? Yes, it is 8 members. I can count. I know math.
I know math. I'm smart.
I graduated from college. Elast is an 8-member group. A couple of the members were actually on Produce 101X as well, and they debuted in 2020, mid 2020-ish. And since then have released 2 albums and 3 singles, the most recent single being back in January of this year. Yeah. How did you feel about them?
So I was listening to them. Yes, for once I've done my homework.
Proud of you.
You know what? I didn't get to listen to their singles because actually, I guess they're singles, but they say mini albums on Spotify. So I got to listen. They only have 2 albums on Spotify, and I am thoroughly surprised. Like, they're a name that I recognize, like I'll see here and there, but like I never really got into them that way. And from their most recent, or at least the most recent album here on Spotify, Awake, I really like Dangerous. It is their most popular song, also on Spotify as well. But I'm like, I'm impressed. I like this. I like it a lot. The one thing that comes to mind for me with this group, at least from the albums that I got to listen to, they have this very sci-fi, mystical, fantasy type of sound to them. I feel like I'm in an anime when I'm listening to them. Is that weird? No?
I didn't quite get that sense, but it's like, I feel like the music, at least the music videos I watched, they have like, it's like a ballad almost, but like a power ballad sort of thing. So it's like a really intense sound with like a slower tempo, which is not, not my thing so much, but they had really sharp choreography, I think, and their like video production was very good. So like, I think they're doing okay. Like the videos had like 2 million views. So it's pretty decent, but like it kind of depends if it's your taste or not. So like
Right.
power ballads, eh.
They like the use of orchestra, like a lot of violin, those types of sounds. I used to play the violin when I was younger, so that's why I have a little more of a pull to that, because it's like anytime I hear violin, I'm like, ooh, I'm interested. You got me there. But I felt a little bit of a more fantasy vibe just listening to it. I never got to watch the music videos, at least not yet. So I haven't seen these members, at least in that sense, but listening to it wise, it's not bad of an album, or both of the ones that I've listened to. It's not bad. It is a certain taste, like you said. It just depends on how you feel about it. And just, I think you still, like, for those listening, I definitely recommend you give them a listen, because you never know. Like I said, for me, I think I'm either in an anime or a video game. It has that type of quality because of the whole fantasy driven sounds. They do have a few songs that are a little bit more different. They do, off of the first mini album. Light is an acoustic ballad, which I'm not mad at. I like those. So I guess it just depends on how you feel about it once you listen to them. But I say yes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's one of those types of sounds that's, I don't want to say divisive, but like it's specific. So either it's like you like it or you don't kind of thing. But I actually thought they had debuted like in 2019. I didn't even realize it was, they were such rookies.
Yes, they're still brand new. I mean, for the fact that they only debuted last year, right? They have technically 2 MIDI albums, and how many singles? 3?
Well, the singles are from
the albums.
Yeah.
I mean, considering it's 2 mini albums right now, at least you have a little bit more room to see their color, rather than like just they're just not singles at all per se. So you can see a little bit more of their color. I haven't watched the music videos. Roxy has, but you get to see how they are as a group. So, I mean, at least there's a lot, like there is more material than most to go by, and they're still young. There is a lot of development for them. I say yes. I'm not mad. I'd like to see what other types of sounds and concepts they'd like to do, though. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I'm sure we will see in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we should go ahead and wrap up. Any final thoughts for today?
I guess my final thoughts is really driving the point. We're not old. Talking about these group researchers, we're not old, but also it's on a more just in general scale. It's been pretty bad out lately. Guys, please stay safe. I know it's been a while since we are together, but we like to just emphasize stay safe, take care of yourselves, whether it's on a physical scale or a mental scale. Take care of yourselves. It's summer right now. For a lot of places, it's really hot, so stay hydrated. My goodness. And yeah, just take care of yourselves, and we're always around somewhere. So if you guys want to talk to us, you guys can. And that's pretty much it. And listen to E-Last. That's it.
Jay pushing the agenda.
Yes, of course. When am I not?
True facts. And also today's episode, we did reference a piece that is written on our website in History of K-Pop. So if you're interested on learning more info about these late group wins, there's more of that on the website. We sort of just touched on the subject. Mm-hmm. And of course, follow us on social media. We update every day and always have some special things in the works, especially on YouTube now. So be sure to check us out. And
if you are on YouTube, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. If you are on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. Also hit the bell for notifications for whenever we update. Sorry, needed to add that in there.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Krazecast is available on all streaming platforms. And give us a follow, leave a rating and a review. All right. So this has been the Krazecast, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.